Hey everyone, it's me again. I am here with Winnie, but we want to talk again about the effects of alcoholism and the warning signs, things that you can look out for if you feel you may have a problem with alcohol. And yesterday I showed this picture. This is my dad years ago, and then this was my dad at in a rehab facility, and that was, I think, for Father's Day, many, many years ago. And my dad has been gone 13 years, but anyhow, my dad went from being a very healthy man to a man that looked like a Holocaust survivor. And my experience, and one thing you have to think about if you partake in drugs, alcohol, etc., and I'm going to just touch on alcohol because that's what I'm dealing with today. My dad, his childhood was riddled with trauma. And I'm not going to go into the trauma because that's family, it's family business, but it was trauma that he lived through, never got treatment for, never got help for, never really, it was a known trauma, but he never went and sought treatment, therapy, etc. And his drug of choice was alcohol. And early on, he was drinking. Then he got into trouble with the family and promised to stop drinking. And so he did. For a number of years, he lived a normal life, and he didn't talk to us a lot when we were children because he didn't know how to. And so he became my best friend when I was 18, years old on up. He was my best friend and we were very close. But it wasn't until I was in the military, went through Al-Anon, and I heard about my dad. He was really sick. So my dad became dependent on alcohol. And the surefire sign of an addiction is when you prefer substance over relationship, substance over family, substance over children, substance over spouse. It's substance over life. My dad was a functioning alcoholic. In fact, he was skinny and drinking even while being able to perform his duties as a firefighter. But what happened, what I learned is because he had been on the force for so many years, 20 some years, is my dad did not drink at work. My dad drank the second he got off of work until the following day. And he wasn't driving at this point because he had lost his license to multiple DUIs. So he did take a cab. He'd go to work. And while he was at work, he would eat, I think, ice cream to try to soothe his stomach. And because he was so skinny and the guys protected him, what they would do is he'd be on the job, they'd go to fight fires, and they'd have him stand to the side because at his weight, he was not able to function, carry the hose, help out too much. So they did that for my dad so he could retire with full benefits. In fact, when he got sick, he was still working. I took him, got him through rehab, and I believe the guys on his department donated their time so he could retire with full benefits, full pension benefits, health care, etc. And that's what they did for him, and for that I am forever grateful. So when I mentioned before, I saw him, he came out, we went to the zoo, he went into DTs in front of my daughter and I. And when I looked in his cupboard, he had a bottle of clear alcohol. I don't know if it was tequila or what it was. And in the refrigerator, he had a case of beer and old moldy food and old packages. And the apartment looked like a homeless person was living there. There was stains on the wall from him not being able to find the bathroom and go to the bathroom. It was the most disgusting place I had seen. And this is my dad, beloved firefighter, revered by many. He was living in squalor. It was gross and it was disgusting. And so it wasn't until I got him and did the intervention and got him into the ER, and he went through a couple of years through nursing homes and things like that, being locked in a facility, that finally it took years for him to be actually taken to another ER, detox from the medication the nursing home was giving him, and finally he snapped out of it and did have a number of good years after that. But it's kind of the tip of the iceberg. And I did want to say, if you find yourself not dealing with pain and having a relationship with a substance in lieu of people, that's a surefire sign that you need help and there needs to be an intervention done. So I'll be back, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye bye.